Christ consciousness and universal truth. Is there an oracle deck that can actually explain that to us? Let's take a look and see if it's even relevant to life as we know it. Welcome everyone. If you're new to this channel, my name is Carrie Farmer and I am a seeker of inner wisdom and truth. And my life experiences have led me to create my own soul life treasure hunt map that helps me to navigate the craziness in life and just understand some of these mysteries of beliefs and opinions and ways of being so that I feel more confident and secure in my own journey. So today I'm super excited because I'm going to share with you a wonderful new concept, a Christ consciousness deck by Ellis. This deck that helps us to draw together and bridge the universal truth that Jesus and others who espouse the Christ consciousness message, that together they will bring forward more universal truth that we all can share. Stick around because I will be doing something really special to kind of get us to understand and get an introduction. So I'm going to unbox, but we'll just take a look at here. It's a beautiful artwork. I love this. And it's a self-mastery oracle. Now, there are those who might find that a little scary. How can you know? Especially when there are people who want to use the Holy Bible. My experience with Christianity and Bible studies make this deck really exciting to me because I felt like Ellis that this is an important resource for all who love Christ consciousness, Jesus, just good wisdom that is in the world. And I do believe that there's much that is shared with all the world. So here we have, and she's talking about the first ever Christ consciousness deck dedicated to helping us model teachings that lead us to become Christed beings ourselves. So that's what Jesus always did, is he always pointed to the Father as the source of his power, his inspiration, his guidance. So I just love that Christed beings term there. For everyone of any belief system, the teachings are universal, respect all, and aim to help anyone wanting to evolve and enlighten their life. And I would say that is a beautiful thing because wisdom and truth is universal. Grace is something that is extended from the divine God source to all creation. So all of humankind is extended. In the Bible, it does talk about grace being unmerited favor and forgiveness of all sins. That essentially we're treated as though that we have no sin. So I love the idea of being able to really look at this deck and understand how Amanda channeled this down through, much like how the Bible is channeled by various authors. Amanda has authored this style, but it is the way to use the deck of cards that's interesting because when you use oracle decks, I have found that they each have a personality and they all bring such wisdom and truth in my life. So this deck is a unique look at how we can model Christ consciousness in our everyday lives. The question, what would Jesus do? Reflects what Christ consciousness is and asks if we can model the behavior, energy, and higher love he showed. Christ consciousness is a living energy within you, me, and many belief systems. It is about unconditional love and higher consciousness that we can master and embody, and that can elevate our world to unity. This deck is intended for anyone on their spiritual path who wishes to evolve and aspire and to wake up the Christ light within themselves. It is, despite featuring the teachings of Christ, intended to be non-denominational, open to everyone, and a bridge between traditional religious dogma and a more individualistic spirituality. The deck also references other key players in the story: Mother Mary, Joseph, Mary Magdalene, Joseph of Arimathea, Thomas, Peter, and even Judas. I don't know. I'm feeling the energy already. One of the things I've always been taught, and I feel like it helps me to always make sure that intentions and freshness, and just for me, my own decks, I always do a special clearing, and there are many ways to do that. There are, you can use a tuning fork. I'm going to do a quick, there we go. That is one way. I will also use other modalities, but as I open it up, you're going to see this beautiful book, and she has done a beautiful job with it. And then the card. There's 2 sets. One thing, when you get card decks, one of the things you can do to help clear them and not have to have special equipment like the bell or a tuning fork is you can just knock on it. And then I like to run my hand around it because it's my energy I want around this. So it just clears away all that. I've also used pendulums. The next thing I love to do is I love to bless the cards with intention. I'll do it with the book too. Only the highest and most benevolent messages and insights will come for the benefit of all concerned, and only from the highest source, that is God, and the higher beings that are in service to the highest and best, most benevolent love, unconditional love and grace that is intended by God, Source, the universe. The love that we have for each other is ultimately the intention of this deck, the messages for helping us, guiding us to new insights, evolving our journeys, and being our well-being in all things, that we also will be able to be on our own soul journeys in relationship. As we walk with God, we walk with good. We align with all that is good within us, above us, below us, around us, that all good things come to us, and we are able to interpret and bring forward unique, individual, universal truth messages that help us to love more, be loved more, and have more love in our lives and experiences. Thank you. Okay, so one of the next things that you do, that we all do with the cards, is you put your energy into them. So I'm just quickly going through and I'm looking at these, and each card I touch, and it's just a beautiful, wow, this artwork is great. And we just look at it this way, just to see and put my energy. You would be able to do that, and I would recommend you do that. Right. Energy is there. Now what I do is I like to mix up the cards quite a bit and put some shuffling in place. What's interesting about, even just amongst Christians, those who claim to be Christians, there's judgment about whether or not this theology or that doctrine is the right doctrine. And that's why I love using something that is really coming more from the source. So learning how to read your Bible and get the meaning for yourself, because you walk with God always. I love that old hymn, I Walk with God. It's always touched me deeply. And it's the thing that, you walk with the divine, the sacred, and you are guided that way rather than by other people's opinions. So this is why I'm in the work I do, is I want to really encourage seekers to go for what is really in their own conscience, their own heart, their own alignment with peace, love, and harmony. We'll go into the soul life treasure hunt another time, but this is really kind of the whole factor of why I do what I do. Is I was lost in a family that really didn't go to church, so I didn't understand my spiritual self. So let's do what I love to do, is a deck interview. And when I do a deck interview, I will show you a little bit of how I do those. I use a form. This is a particularly big one, but so a lot of times I'll either use a big piece of paper or just have a sheet of paper with this type of a line layout with the questions I like to answer. So in this particular way, let's go ahead and ask some questions of this deck, and to just see what might be coming through. Many times it's a way to meditate and bring in that inner kingdom wisdom that is talked about in the Bible. And many of us who also maybe don't adhere fully to or relate, or haven't been trained up in the Bible, if you've been in that camp, but you know something about goodness, love, mercy, and grace, then this is the deck for you. So let's see if the messages are going to come through the way I like to do them. I love to do what's called a deck interview. So I like to ask always, from any deck, how would you describe yourself? So let's take a look. I use an intuitive, I can feel the energy of the cards. How would you describe yourself? And it's card number 40, living from the heart, soften to open. Beautiful. That's how this deck describes itself. What kind of readings do you excel at? New vintage. Be open-minded. Very good. Card number 25. So being open-minded, or opening minds, maybe. Very beautiful. Love it. What are you here to teach us? I'm going to make this a general collective. What are you here to teach us? The open door, Christ within you. It's beautiful. All right. How can we best connect with you? Let's do that. How can we, as a collective, best connect with you? Paul, awakening and transformation. Oh my gosh, I love that. The studies of Apostle Paul with the mystery, the great mystery is grace. A message. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Wow. I'm blown away already. Amanda, thank you. This is so gorgeous, the way this is coming through. So what type of readings do you dislike? I'm not sure if I like using the word dislike, but maybe you prefer the least. Card number 44, Mary, mothering and nurture. That one is a surprise. Mothering and nurture. Maybe because so many mother issues that many of us have. The questionings about using someone else to show us the love of God and counting on them. And yeah, I'm looking at the book here a little bit. So, mothering and nurture. Mother issues might be where you're feeling so judged by your mom, but yet she loves you so much, and she may have caused you pain and suffering in your life, but Mother Mary can encourage you. So I would say it's probably ones where we've been disappointed in our nurturing. Those are the ones that is one of the goals of Christ is that we all nurtured equally and beautifully and divinely guided. And sometimes humans just can't get beyond their own pain and suffering. And it is passed along through the generations in such ways. So that, while it surprises me, I can sure see, because I know there's been a lot of inner child wounding that happens at the very nurturing level. And it sounds much like to me that there's pain in the divine, that we have to go through such suffering. But we do have the beautiful example of nurturing there. What is your strength? The resurrection. Embrace new life. Coming right after maybe a hardship in the way you were mothered and nurtured, how we've been nurtured in the whole world, how we have maybe harmed our own Mother Earth, our own nurturing, we've judged it, but there's a resurrection, a new life, and this is the deck's strength to help us understand the Christ consciousness. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way of looking at this deck. So what do you need from us? What do you need from us as a collective? Peter, denial and weakness, to see where we have denied our Christ connection, our Christ connect, having too many beliefs that we hold without really knowing them personally. We've been told that these are our beliefs, these are our precepts that we must live by, and Peter had to really be shown that in Acts. You'll see that in his dream, where he was shown that times had changed. After the resurrection, there was a new life, a new mystery, a new calling, and it was no longer about the old laws. There was a new beginning and new embracing of the Gentiles, and those who are in Christ can be Jew and Gentile alike. Oh, this is beautiful, beautiful. So what is the potential outcome of our relationship with Christ consciousness in this deck? Holy anger, be the change. Wow. It's time. It's time to look at all of the past generations and how it built this pain and suffering of humanity, and how the beautiful things were cut down the tree of life, the tree of nature, and how we are actually designed to be. And men just plowing, cutting down the forest of trees, the communications of nature, and for some other technological purpose. And so holy anger being the change, that we get to say and see something different, this whole new resurrection, this whole new change. And how there have been those who have denied the spiritual relevancy of the world, of our being. We're body, we have stuff, we have resources, we have emotions, we have relationships, but many times people forget they also have a soul spirit. So really, in essence, we are 1/3 creature self, the ego, and 2/3 soul and spirit. We're etheric, we're energetic, we are eternal. So in the long run, in the overview of Christ consciousness, there's more to your soul path than just life on this earth, the going to work, the getting a paycheck, the just living for yourself, and not looking at what could be important for the world at large, for your highest good, for the most benevolent reasons for those around you, in relationship with you and your relationship with them and all that is in the cosmos. I see here the environment. The environment is meant to be this, but in many parts of the world it's more like this, and it is due to some of this and the rejection. Look at there's the rejection of mothering and nurturing. Look at that. Those who have rejected the mothering and nurturing are rejecting the resurrection and embracing a new life, a new way of being. All right. Wow. On the bottom of the deck, we are given gratitude, appreciation, and thanks for being able to introduce ourselves to this beautiful, beautiful deck. I'll put that there. And I want to just say a special, special thank you to Amanda and Jean Delaford Taylor. Wow, this knocked it out of the park for me. But I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Did this deck express what your understanding of Christ consciousness and what it can do for bridging all of us together? And I would love for you to comment below with your thoughts, your suggestions of what you'd like to see in upcoming videos. And if you found this video helpful, I invite you to consider supporting our mission by subscribing, sharing, enabling your notifications bell so that you are notified when other videos are published, and just supporting the effort. And thank you very much for being with us, and join us for the next episodes where I'll do some more readings of messages from this beautiful deck, and I send you off with many blessings. Thank you, Amanda and Jane. This is a beautiful deck.